are the 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time observations for the San Francisco and Monterey Bay areas on Sunday, May 26th. At San Francisco Airport, it was mostly sunny, temperature 55, dew point 46, relative humidity 71%, calm, pressure 30.06 inches and rising. At Oakland Airport, it was partly sunny, temperature 53, dew point 48, relative humidity 83%, west wind at 3 miles an hour, pressure 30.07 inches and steady. At San Jose Airport, it was sunny, temperature 55, dew point 45, relative humidity 68%, southeast wind at 5 miles an hour, pressure 30.06 inches and rising. At Santa Rosa, haze was reported, temperature 51, calm, pressure 30.05 and rising. At Concord, it was sunny, temperature 55, south wind at 8. At Livermore, it was sunny, temperature 52, calm. At Monterey, it was cloudy, temperature 52, northwest wind at 3, pressure 30.07 and steady. At Salinas, it was cloudy, temperature 53, dew point 46, relative humidity 77%, variable wind at 3. Here are some observations around California and western Nevada. It was sunny, with a temperature of 54 at Sacramento, 52 at Reno, and 36 at Truckee. Under sunny skies, South Lake Tahoe reported 41, Blue Canyon reported 54, and Mammoth Lakes reported 49. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 60 at Los Angeles and 62 at San Diego. Local temperature reports around San Francisco Bay for 8 a.m. Downtown San Francisco was 51 degrees. Oakland Museum was 53 degrees. Redwood City was 48 degrees. The area forecast for the South Bay, including the San Jose metro area and the Santa Clara Valley. For today, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs in the upper 60s by the bay to the 70s inland. South winds up to 5 miles per hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. For tonight, mostly clear. Lows from the mid-40s to lower 50s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming southwest after midnight. Memorial Day, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs around 70 by the bay, mid-70s to lower 80s inland. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on Monday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows near 50. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Tuesday, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs in the upper 60s by the bay to the 70s inland. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Tuesday night, mostly clear. Lows near 50. And on Wednesday, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs from the 70s to lower 80s. Wednesday night through Thursday night, clear. Lows from the 40s to mid-50s. Highs from the 70s to mid-80s. Friday through Saturday, mostly clear. Highs from the lower 70s to mid-80s. Lows from the upper 40s to mid-50s. High temperatures today and lows tonight for the selected cities: San Jose, 76 and 52, Mountain View, 69 and 51, Morgan Hill, 77 and 48. The area forecast for the Monterey Bay and Salinas Valley. For today, partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Highs around 60 at the coast to the upper 70s inland. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy. Patchy fog after midnight. Lows in the upper 40s. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Memorial Day, partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Patchy fog in the morning. Highs in the lower 60s at the coast to around 80 inland. West winds up to 5 miles per hour, increasing to 5 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. And on Monday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly cloudy. Patchy fog after midnight. Lows around 50. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s at the coast to the upper 70s inland. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Tuesday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s. Wednesday through Friday, mostly clear. Highs from the mid-60s to lower 80s, lows from the upper 40s to mid-50s. Friday night and Saturday, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s, highs from the mid-60s to lower 80s. High temperatures today and lows tonight for the selected cities: Santa Cruz, 67 and 47, Monterey, 60 and 49, Salinas, 62 and 48, Hollister, 70 and 46, King City, 77 and 48. The travel forecast for the Lake Tahoe area, including the Interstate 80 and Highway 50 corridor. For today, sunny. Highs from the 60s to lower 70s. Northwest winds up to 5 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear. Lows from the 30s to upper 40s. West winds up to 5 miles per hour until midnight, becoming light. Memorial Day, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. A slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs from the 60s to mid-70s. East winds up to 5 miles per hour, becoming west around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. And on Monday night, mostly clear. A slight chance of thunderstorms until midnight. Lows from the 30s to upper 40s. West winds around 5 miles per hour until midnight, becoming light. For Tuesday, sunny. Highs from the 60s to mid-70s. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Tuesday night, mostly clear. Lows from the upper 30s to mid-40s. And on Wednesday, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs from the 60s to lower 70s. Wednesday night through Friday clear. Lows from the 30s to mid-40s, highs from the mid-60s to upper 70s. Friday night and Saturday mostly clear. Lows in the 40s, highs from the 60s to upper 70s. For the latest road conditions around the state of California, call Caltrans at 1-800-427-7623. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, station KEC49, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.55 megahertz from atop McQueen's Ridge. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office located in Monterey, California, and serves the South Bay and Monterey Bay Area, including the cities of San Jose, Monterey, Salinas, and Santa Cruz. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, station KEC49, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.55 megahertz from atop McQueen's Ridge. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office located in Monterey, California, and serves the South Bay and Monterey Bay Area, including the cities of San Jose, Monterey, Salinas, and Santa Cruz. The weather overview for northern and central California for the period Tuesday through Saturday. Warmer today as a warming trend kicks off through the week. Afternoon highs slightly above normal on tap for next weekend. The extended forecast for the San Francisco and Monterey Bay Areas: Wednesday and Wednesday night, mostly clear. Highs 55 to 85. Lows 45 to 60. Thursday and Thursday night, mostly clear. Highs 60 to 90. Lows 45 to 60. Friday and Friday night, mostly clear. Highs 55 to 90. Lows 45 to 55. Saturday and Saturday night, mostly clear. Highs 55 to 85. Lows 45 to 55. Sunday and Sunday night, mostly clear. Highs 55 to 85. Lows 50 to 55. Sunrise, sunset, and tidal information for the San Francisco Bay Area for Sunday, May 26th. The sunrise today, 5:53 a.m. The sunset tonight, 8:21 p.m. Tidal data at the Golden Gate for today. High tide, 01:04 a.m. at 5.99 feet. Low tide, 8:12 a.m. at -116 feet. High tide, 3:57 p.m. at 4.40 feet. Low tide, 7:49 p.m. at 3.39 feet. Here are the buoy observations for 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At buoy 6, winds west 12 knots, water temperature 58, pressure 1,022.6 millibars, seas 3, every 8. At offshore buoy 59, winds northwest at 10 knots, pressure 1,024.2 millibars, swell 5 feet, every 8 seconds. At Point Arena buoy, winds north 14 knots, water temperature 49, pressure 1,017.7 millibars, seas 5 feet, every 9 seconds. At buoy 13 near Bodega Bay, winds north at 8 knots, pressure 1,017.3 millibars, swell 6 feet, every 7 seconds. At Point Reyes Wave Rider buoy, water temperature 49, seas 7 feet, every 8 seconds. At San Francisco Bar buoy, water temperature 54, seas 4 feet, every 8 seconds. At San Francisco buoy, winds at knots, water temperature 50, swell 5 feet, every 8 seconds. At Lovers Point Wave Rider buoy in Monterey Bay, water temperature 57, seas 2 feet, every 7 seconds. At Point Sur, Wave Rider buoy, water temperature 54, seas 5 feet, every 7 seconds. At Cape San Martin buoy, winds northwest at 17 knots, gusting to 23, pressure 1,017.1 millibars, swell 6 feet, every 6 seconds. Here are the coastal observations for 8 a.m. Wind speed is in knots. The wind at Point Reyes was east-southeast at 2 with gusts to 5. The wind at Monterey Beach was south at 2 with gusts to 6. Synopsis for the Central California coast and bays, including the Monterey Bay, Greater Farallones, and Cordell Bank National Marine Sanctuaries. Northwest breeze over the outer waters persists through Memorial Day weekend, creating hazardous conditions for small crafts. Fresh to strong northwest and onshore winds across the coastal waters and bays during the afternoons mid-next week. Wave heights beginning to increase by the middle of the work week up to 11 to 13 feet. Otherwise mostly quiet marine conditions through the forecast period. The marine forecast for San Pablo Bay, Suisun Bay, the West Delta, and the San Francisco Bay north of the Bay Bridge. For today, southwest wind around 5 knots, rising to 5 to 10 knots this afternoon. Waves around 2 feet or less. For tonight, southwest wind 5 to 10 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. Memorial Day, southwest wind 5 to 10 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. For Monday night, southwest wind 5 to 10 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. The marine forecast for Monterey Bay. For today, west wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wave detail, west 4 feet at 7 seconds. For tonight, northwest wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wave detail, west 3 feet at 8 seconds. Memorial Day, west wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wave detail, west 4 feet at 9 seconds. For Monday night, northwest wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wave detail, west 4 feet at 9 seconds and southwest 2 feet at 14 seconds. The coastal waters forecast from Pigeon Point to Point Pinos out to 10 nautical miles. For today, northwest wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Wave detail, northwest 4 feet at 8 seconds and south 2 feet at 15 seconds. For tonight, northwest wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Wave detail, northwest 4 feet at 8 seconds and south 2 feet at 15 seconds. Memorial Day, northwest wind 5 to 10 knots, rising to 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 5 feet. Wave detail, northwest 5 feet at 9 seconds and south 2 feet at 15 seconds. For Monday night, northwest wind 10 to 15 knots, easing to 5 to 10 knots after midnight. Seas 4 to 5 feet. Wave detail, northwest 4 feet at 8 seconds and south 2 feet at 15 seconds. San Francisco bar forecast. In the deep water channel, mixed seas of 4 to 6 feet at 8 seconds. Across the bar, mixed seas of 5 to 7 feet at 8 seconds. Maximum ebb current of 1.0 knots at 7:55 p.m. Sunday and 3.7 knots at 6:49 a.m. Monday. The area forecast for the Peninsula, North Bay, and East Bay. For today, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs in the lower 60s at the coast to the upper 70s inland. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows from the mid-40s to lower 50s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Memorial Day, partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s at the coast to the upper 70s inland. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And on Monday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows from the 40s to mid-50s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s at the coast to the upper 70s inland. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Tuesday night, mostly clear. Lows from the 40s to mid-50s. Wednesday through Saturday, mostly clear. Highs from the mid-60s to lower 80s. Lows from the 40s to mid-50s. High temperatures today and lows tonight for the selected cities: San Francisco, 62 and 49, San Francisco Airport, 67 and 50, Redwood City, 72 and 49, Oakland, 68 and 50, Fremont, 72 and 50, Concord, 79 and 50, Livermore, 78 and 48, San Rafael, 74 and 48, Santa Rosa, 78 and 46, Napa, 75 and 48, Fairfield, 79 and 50.